Money FM 89.3. Best of Friday Night Live. Friday Night Fibbing.
All right, welcome back to the Friday Night Live with me, Dan Koh and Neil Humphreys. And of course, it is that time of the hour, Friday Night Fibbing.
Say it again.
It is the award-winning
Thank you.
Friday Night Fibbing. Yes, it's my turn in the hot seat, and of course, Neil will have to attempt to see if I'm telling the truth or I'm simply just Friday Night Fibbing.
And you've got to play along. This is the most popular segment. I went to a school this week. Where did I go? North Vista Primary School, which is near where I live.
Yeah.
Buangkok, Sengkang area. A couple of kids came up to me and said they like Friday Night Fibbing.
Wow.
So they'll be listening.
Okay.
They'll be listening with their families. So play along. WhatsApp 88550893. It's me and you taking on Dan the Man Koh. We want to find out if he's telling the truth or lying, so we need to interrogate him together.
Yes, you do.
Over to you.
All right. Now, listen carefully, because this is my story. Now, Neil, you know that I'm a violinist, right? And I was working hard to hopefully become one.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
Yes, you are, yes.
So, at the age of about 16 or 17, just before I entered Polytechnic, my violin teacher was kind enough to, introduce me to this other student of his. And basically, the reason why he was introducing me to that person was because he had a band that was specifically providing their services to, various events like weddings and stuff like that. So he reached out to me. He asked me, would you like to perform for a wedding? I said, sure, that would be a good experience, right? I mean, it's a happy occasion and I'm up for, I would say I'm pretty well versed with most of the wedding songs out there. So we practiced and waited out for the big day, appeared at the event. It was a fantastic wedding. I think it was at the Fullerton Hotel, right? And we were performing just above this, I wouldn't call it a pedestal, but like this elevated platform that overlooks the scenery. Was beautiful, right? But the problem was the stairs were relatively steep, right? So everything went well. I did the performance. I played Canon in D. We played the wedding march. And
which one is Canon in D again?
Yeah, that's the one.
I like that one.
Yeah, so imagine having a quartet, right? Playing that song. It's beautiful. So we did that. It took about 2 hours of playing, right, consistently. And the wedding, I think it ended at about 3 or 4 p.m. And we were gassed by that point.
3 or 4 p.m.?
Yeah. Because it was like a lunch-ish.
Like a lunch wedding?
Morning or afternoon wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did that. Everyone was tired. We were packing our stuff. And the thing was, because we had to walk down the steps, right, to go over to the resting area where our bags were at. And I was holding onto my violin. I tripped, I fell, and I landed on my violin. And unfortunately, that really expensive violin of mine had a really bad crack by the side. And I had to get it fixed for at least $3,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that a fib or not?
Good story. Good story. What do you guys think? WhatsApp 88550893. Send your questions to Dan. Okay, straight off the bat, James has already said, Neil, he can be a very good actor.
Yes.
That is true. But I think it's Fuchi Ren who says this. He always says this about me.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it about you, which is, this is a very good story. If this is a $3,000 violin.
It wasn't a $3,000
the repair, you said.
Yeah.
I'm sure you would have told me this before. It just seems too big a story not to have told me before.
I feel like I keep a lot of my violin stories private because that's something I don't usually, go out there and just.
All right, let's go through it step by step.
Yeah.
Number one, most important Kiasu question.
Yes.
Were you paid?
Of course I was paid. That's why I accepted it.
How much were you paid?
I don't remember the exact cash, but I think we were paid $500 each for that mini.
That's a lot of money for a 16-year-old.
For we practiced. They told us the songs that they wanted. We had to play for 2 hours straight, and I think that was almost like the market rate back then.
Now, this is where I genuinely need
Yeah.
the help from our listeners because I've been to many weddings.
Yeah.
I was the best man at a Chinese wedding.
They pay well.
I know.
Okay.
I've been to many Chinese weddings, Malay weddings, but I don't know the costs because I've never got married in Singapore.
Yeah.
I need to know this. is he telling the truth about that? Because that seems a lot of money to pay kids.
It is a lot.
So you're saying you got four students. Hang on, four JC poly students, whatever. You were 16, 17.
They were a lot older than me. I would say they were in like their early to mid-20s, right? So at least 5 to 6 years older. And they were professionals, so they actually asked me to join them because they needed one more person for the quartet.
I feel bad now because you know I'm on the Jane Goodall Institute board. We had our gala dinner before Christmas. I was MC, and I got a string quartet of students to play for nothing. Because that's charity.
Neil,
that's charity.
So much for paying for the art scene, huh?
I wasn't paid either. And they did a fantastic job doing the Christmas classics. All right. Straight away, off the bat, someone says, I believe this is VV, says that is not true. I think it's the money that's thrown people off.
Yep.
All right, James wants to know, did you pay for the repair?
I had to ask my dad to help me with like at least half.
That's a lot of money, and this is a few years ago, so that's a lot of money.
No, I was pretty upset because honestly, it felt like completely avoidable because I was there for like a simple gig, right? And I ended up having to foot like a huge bill for that. And I really wanted to fix the violin because I would consider one of my most prized possession even till this day.
So you got it repaired?
Of course I did. Yeah.
And can you remember the amount, the total?
No, it was roughly around $2,500 to $3,000.
See, again, I got to question that. Yeah. Believe me, if it was 25 years ago, I would know every dollar and every cent that the repair would cost.
Because there were a lot of things that went behind it. But I remember it was about $2,500 to $3,000.
And it was half between you and your father.
Yes, it was.
Now, you're not being deliberately vague here, are you, to try and throw me off a true story?
Of course not.
Now, let's come back to how did you fall? How did that part happen? Go a bit more detail.
So I was wearing my, the tuxedo. I don't think it's a tuxedo. What were
you had a tuxedo at 16?
Just the simple black and white dressing or dress code for that.
Where did you get that from?
Right? Where did I get it from?
Yeah.
Well, I had it from.
You had that at 16? Not many people do.
Well, we have prom, right? So usually at the end of it, we would make ourselves a suit to attend that, So I wore that for the wedding. And I think the trousers were a bit long or something. I can't remember. But I tripped on halfway through the steps, fell down, and I landed on my violin. I didn't think to bring it around me. I landed flat.
On the case or on the actual violin?
No, the actual violin.
Why wasn't it in the case?
Because we were performing on stage, right?
Okay.
So it was on an elevated platform.
So it's between...
Correct.
Okay.
So we were walking back. We were going back to the what do you call it? The backstage.
Had you finished, or this is during the set?
This was done. So it was good. Everyone did a good job.
That's rather fortunate that you broke the violin just after you finished, not during the set.
Because why would I even walk out of the middle of the set?
You had no breaks? Normally
it was breaks. It was a 2 hours.
You played non-stop for 2 hours?
We sat there. I mean, we didn't play non-stop for 2 hours.
Hang on a minute. Was it a Chinese wedding?
No. It was a Chinese wedding.
Right.
Yep.
There are MCs. There are speeches. There are yum sengs. There's gaps. You do not need to play. No quartet needs to play non-stop for 2 hours.
But we didn't move away from our seats. And it's like, if you have a performance, right, and you're playing in an orchestra, do you step away just because, you're not needed then?
Yes.
Well, just to let you know, musicians don't do that.
You leave. I've been to performances where orchestras leave the stage and come back.
Okay, during the intervals. But for us, we'd have no reason to.
You had no interval throughout the wedding.
We had a bit of a break, but we just decided to stay there. So there was no reason for us to
I know where I'm leading on this. Folks, WhatsApp 88550893. Last point. Is he telling the truth or is this Friday night fibbing? Let me tell you my thinking.
Yep.
Straight away, it's false. My gut feeling is fibbing. But we've done this before. And it ends up being true.
You can ask my dad if you want to.
And you end up overplaying it, and then it throws me the other way.
Yeah.
So, and we know the deal, right? It's entirely true or entirely false. It can't
You're
be
only doing this to yourself. I'm telling everything that's the truth.
It's either entirely true or it's entirely false.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't.
You were 16 years old.
16, 17-ish. That was right after my O-levels, I think, waiting for my entry to Polytechnic.
Fuji Red. See, Fuji Red is sitting on the fence. There's lots of gaps and hesitations from Dan, so it has to be true. Because you are capable of doing that as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah. What's
we
everyone else
talked
saying?
about they're asking, did your dad pay for it? You said half, right?
Half,
and
yeah.
you got the crack repaired.
Yes, I did.
Right, you got the crack repaired.
I'll show it to you, Neil. It's
you
like
still have the violin?
Of course, I still have it. That's like my most prized possession as of now. Aside from my bike, of course. But yeah, there's that very obvious crack by the side. It was hard to miss, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds very convincing. Therefore, I'm going with Friday Night Fibbing. I'm not changing my mind. I'm probably wrong. I'm going with Friday Night Fibbing.
You're not going to go with the audience?
Even though James says, Neil, if he paid half, it's possible. Yeah, I know, but you don't know him. You don't know him. He double bluffs and triple bluffs. Friday Night Fibbing.
What is your thinking?
My thinking is I'm going on the assumption I would have known this story before. And you see, I'm annoyed now because there could be a crack. That was the part that nearly threw me. You said, I'll show you the crack in the violin. So I'm hoping that A, that's either a lie, or B, you have a crack in the violin, but it's from something else.
I'll take a picture and I'll send it to you if you want.
Yeah, don't try. I'm staying with Friday Night Fibbing.
Okay, it's your loss.
Yes.
All right, Neil. So, the truth is, on the day that I played for a wedding, and I tripped, also I claim that I tripped, was indeed Friday Night Fibbing.
He's back. Take your violin, take your crack, and stick it.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.